Hello and welcome to News Review from BBC Learning English. I'm Neil. Joining me is Catherine. Hello, Catherine.
Hello, Neil. Hello, everybody. Yes, today we've got a weather story. Snow is all over the place in Spain. It's causing massive problems, especially in the area of the capital, Madrid.
Okay, and if you want to test yourself on any of the vocabulary you learn in today's programme, there's a quiz on our website, bbclearningenglish.com. Now let's hear more about that story from this BBC radio report.
That came as a welcome sound to the 1,000 or so drivers rescued in their vehicles overnight, snow being cleared from the roads. More than 400 trunk roads are blocked. Bus services in and around the capital have been suspended for the day. The mayor, José Luis Martínez Almeida, has asked for the army to send in more soldiers to help, but he's also appealed to people to stay home. It could be that snow proves the great enforcer. Movement restrictions are being imposed on 23 more zones around Madrid from Monday to combat coronavirus.
Yes, so Storm Filomena has hit Spain. It has caused snow chaos, in particular in Madrid. Lots and lots of drivers were stuck in their cars overnight. The mayor of Madrid has called in the army to help. It is thought that because people can't move, it's going to help in the fight against coronavirus.
Okay, well, we've got 3 words and expressions from the headlines connected to this story that can help you talk about it. What are they?
We have blankets, wreaks havoc, and swathes.
Blankets, wreaks havoc, and swathes. Okay, let's start with your first headline with that word blankets, please.
We're starting in the US from Voice of America. The headline is Storm Filomena blankets most of Spain with snow.
Blanket covers completely with a layer of something.
Yes, blankets, and it's a verb, to blanket.
Yeah, it's a verb, but I know what this thing blanket is as a noun. It's a piece of material that you can cover yourself with to stay warm. So what's this got to do with snow? You know, it's not warm.
Yes, a blanket is normally that big piece of fabric, usually made of wool or something soft and cozy. You put a blanket on your bed, or if you're kind of having a sofa day, you might get a blanket and cover yourself, and it keeps you nice and warm and cozy. Well, the idea is not to be warm and cozy, but it is connected to being covered with something, completely covered with something. So if you have a blanket on your bed, it will completely cover your bed. And this is the idea. If something is blanketed in snow, if an area is blanketed in snow, it's covered, completely covered in snow. So not a little bit, but a lot.
And we often see these words together, don't we? Blanket and snow. Also ash.
Yes, when volcanoes erupt, like the very famous Mount Vesuvius that erupted and blanketed the city of Pompeii with ash.
So moving back to this word blanket as a noun, we can also use it in the expression a blanket of something. And that means that the something is the thing that makes up the blanket.
Exactly, yes. So a blanket of snow is covering the city of Madrid right now.
Yes, that's right. We use with or in connection with this word.
Yes, you can blanket something with something, or you can blanket something in something. And we often use this word in the passive. We can say Madrid is blanketed with snow, or Madrid is blanketed in snow.
Okay, let's have a summary. We have another story about snow and rescues, this time about some tourists who got stuck at the top of Britain's tallest mountain. Where can our viewers find this?
Yes, the people who got stuck on the top of the mountain, all they were wearing is trainers. on their feet at least, and you can find out more by clicking the link.
Okay, let's have a look at your second headline, please.
Yes, we're in Germany now with Deutsche Welle. The headline, Storm Philomena blankets Spain with snow and wreaks havoc.
Wreaks havoc, causes chaos or damage. And we can see also that word blankets that we've just looked at in this headline. But we're looking at wreak havoc here.
Yes, so wreaks havoc, causes chaos or damage. It's a two-word expression. The first word is wreaks, W-R-E-A-K-S. And the second word, havoc, H-A-V-O-C. So let's look at this second word, havoc. Havoc means chaos, complete disorder, pandemonium, a complete and total mess. And the verb wreak means cause. So if you wreak havoc, you cause complete and total destruction, chaos, a mess. So in this case, we can say that the snow in Madrid has wreaked havoc. It has caused chaos. People can't move anywhere. There may well be power cuts. People can't get to work. There's lots and lots of problems caused by this snow. So wreaks havoc means causes a really difficult, chaotic situation.
Now these two words, wreak and havoc, they are what we call a very strong collocation. They go together. These words go together very strongly.
Very strongly indeed. There are not many other English words that you will use after the verb wreak. But wreaks havoc is a very strong phrase. Now, we've used it in the Spanish example here to describe a very serious situation, but we can also use it for kind of personal situations. If somebody's cooking in your kitchen and you go into the kitchen and you see pots and pans and dishes everywhere and packets and things of food on the floor, you can say, my God, they've wreaked havoc in the kitchen. And it just means they've made lots of mess.
Yeah, and this lockdown, lots of people have noticed this lockdown has wreaked havoc on my hair, Catherine.
Yes, it has, most definitely. I've watched it getting worse and worse over the weeks and months.
Yeah, so I would like to point out to everybody that it is not possible to get a haircut at the moment, and this is too much of a mess for me to deal with on my own.
Yes, they need industrial hair clippers for you, Neil.
No pair of scissors is strong enough. Okay, there is another word, wreak, which is spelt differently but sounds exactly the same, but has a very different meaning.
Yes, R-E-E-K. If something reeks, it smells very strongly and usually quite badly. But it's a completely different. R-E-E-K, not to be confused with W-R-E-A-K.
Okay, let's get a summary of that word. So, as we all know, the coronavirus has been wreaking havoc across the world and has been for about a year now. And it's also having a really bad effect on people's mental health. We have a program about that if you are interested. Where can our viewers find it?
Yes, to see more about this topic, just click the link and you'll go straight there.
Time now for our next headline.
And we're finally looking at Euronews. The headline, in pictures, swathes of Spain under drifts of snow as weather alerts remain in place.
Swathes, large areas.
Yes, swathes. S-W-A-T-H-E-S. The pronunciation is particularly noteworthy. Swathes. And it's got that z at the end. Neil, would you like to demonstrate?
Yes, two challenging sounds for a lot of learners. At the end of the word we have th, followed by z. Swathes.
Yes, and the SW at the beginning doesn't make it any easier. One more time, it's swathes. Now, swathes means large areas, often of land. So we can have large areas, swathes of land, swathes of forest, swathes of countryside, swathes of trees. And it literally means large areas. In this example, we're talking about swathes of Spain, I think it said. Yep, swathes of Spain means large areas of Spain are covered in snow.
Yeah, so swathes followed by of, and then the thing.
Yes.
This is about large areas, isn't it? So I couldn't say swathes of my garden are covered in weeds. But if I did say that, it would mean that I had a huge garden, and I can tell you I
You
don't.
wouldn't be working here, Neil, if you had swathes of land.
Yeah, so it's about very large areas. Let's get a summary. Time now for a recap of our vocabulary, please, Catherine.
Yes, we had blankets, covers completely with a layer of something. We had wreaks havoc, causes chaos or damage. And finally, we had swathes, large areas.
If you want to test yourself on the vocabulary, go to our website, bbclearningenglish.com. There's a quiz there, and you can find us all over social media. Thank you for joining us, and stay safe. See you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.